Wednesday practice today, spent a lot of time today working on obviously the two most important factors in this game is taking care of the football on offense and negative plays. I think that's going to be a big factor. You look at where we rank defensively in negative plays and quarterback sacks, where their defense ranks in the same category. I think negative yardage play is going to be big in this game. Obviously, the performance of the defenses. So it's very, very important that we take care of the football and don't give up quarterback sacks. We worked hard today on that. Thought the guys had a great attitude and had a good Wednesday. Questions?
Well, you talked a little on Monday about progression with their quarterback, true freshman, who looks like over the last couple of games starting to really find himself.
Really
can you
has.
Talk a little bit about that?
Very, very impressed with him. I think they've done a great job with him. They seem to have really changed the package. I think they changed coordinators and they're distributing the ball quickly, and he is really commanding the offense, especially in the last 2 weeks. Had some big plays he hit against Syracuse, gained unbelievable confidence against West Virginia last week, and I thought he was key in the win. I mean, he's really growing up in a hurry. They're able to run the football, but he's really controlled passing, timing passing, which it was very different from kind of what they were doing early in the year. So he's been the key, I think, to their turnaround. If you had me to point out one person, obviously the defense has been very consistent all year long, but he's going to be a special player, and he's a guy that we've got to make sure that we got to play great defense, no question about it.
Coach, can you talk about their special teams a little bit? They had that big play against West Virginia, and how important they'll be this week.
Just talk. That's one of the big emphasis today in our practices was protection on field goals and protection on punt. They're a block team, much like we are. That was the difference in the game. It was a big field goal block, and they ran it back for a touchdown. So, they do a good job, obviously, on their special teams. They got some athleticism, blocked it coming off the edge. They've also blocked some punts. They're an attack team when it comes to special teams. So I think special teams is going to be a big factor as well.
How difficult is it to play a true freshman at that position? You can get one ready. Have you done it before? I mean, you just talk about that process. Have you been through it?
I haven't done it before, but we've played a lot of freshmen at other positions. I've just been always fortunate to have fifth-year guys and returning starters and stuff like that. So I think it's very feasible to do that. I think it takes a right kind of guy to do that. And then obviously it's all about the knowledge of the system. And every game you can tell he's gaining more and more knowledge. It helps if a guy comes in a semester, and a lot of times the guys in high school graduating early, but when they come in the summer, really can't do anything with them in the summer, so you really start in August. And so it is a challenge to do it, but there's no doubt. Especially that's pretty common. It's not totally common, but it's pretty. You see a lot of that nowadays, and I think especially with a guy that really fits your system, that's has all the intangibles and things like that. I think it takes a really mature kid to do it.
Coach, earlier this morning, Joe Paterno announced that he's going to retire at the end of the season. I'd like to get your thoughts on him as a coach, what he was able to accomplish, and just the situation that's unfolding at Penn State.
Yeah, it's very sad, and unfortunate, and I just would leave it at that. I think it's inappropriate for me to comment any further on that situation.
So I just talked earlier in the week about your cornerbacks, particularly last game and their improved play. What kind of options can that give you defensively in terms of like bringing pressure, things like that? If you could.
Well, we bring a lot of pressure. That's something that we're about. About attacking. I think K1 and Antoine have been steady all year long. We've missed a lot of opportunities at interceptions, and they got them last week. So I thought they really played well against a really good receiving core. That group's been very consistent, our secondary, since early in the year. Got some things corrected with them, but Holly's been really steady. Tagnetti's been very steady over there at the bandit position. Todd last week, was trying to come back from an injury. We made a lot of mental errors at that position, but our secondary's been pretty solid. Defensively, we've steadily, each week I think been pretty consistent. Even though we made a lot of mental errors, last week it was unusual, but our effort and our toughness on defense is impressive. I mean, I've been very impressed, especially up front. I think that group with Donald and Lindsey and Chaz and Miles came off his best game. So we're going to do what we do, defensively. So we're going to attack and and that involves playing man coverage. And I think the guys have finally gotten used to the multiple coverages that we run. Instead, you know what I'm saying, they were used to just running really predominantly 1 or 2 coverages last year, you know, as a base, whereas we're much more multiple. And the guys have gotten used to that. I think that's helped.
Is Zach getting more comfortable? This is going to be his 3rd week.
Zach Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's really done well. I mean, you couldn't ask more of him in the last 2 weeks than what he's done. I mean, we rushed for 179 yards last week, and against the #1 rush, you know, defense in the league. So, you know, he's pretty much done his job exactly like I thought he would.
You used a variety of guys on kick return and punt return. After some of the struggles last week, do you think some new faces this week, or maybe
No. I mean, it was kind of a special circumstance last week. You know, losing Cam hurt because he was this kind of when we were because Ronald's role on offense, we try to use him, and he was struggling a little bit. But he'll be back on punt returns, and he'll be doing the punt return duties. We'll use Shanahan and Devin a little bit back there as well because we're losing Cam. You know, we need some other guys to field the football. On kickoff returns, obviously we mishandled 3 of 5 kicks. That killed us. I mean, that's been the slow thing that most people have not even noticed. Can't start inside your own 20-yard line, and that's killed us. So we'll work Corey Davis, Ronald will be back as well, and Buddy will be back there. So we'll work those 3 guys back there, and whichever one has the best Thursday, we'll put back there.
Is Ronald your 3rd quarterback again this week?
Yeah. You know, I don't see Trey. You know, if we, being completely honest with you, I don't see. You know, right now he can. You know, with his injury, right now he can't really throw the football. So that'll probably stay like that because it's one of those deals that requires a lot of rest. He's still suited now, still playing. We could put him in an emergency situation. So I don't want to say Ronald's our 3rd quarterback and be telling you something that's dishonest because depending on the situation, we could put Trey in there and he could run the offense. But his injury is significant, and you know, obviously Tino's is our 1, Mark will be our 2, and then Ronald would be the guy if we were in a situation, that game that you know it was you know competitive that we tried to win. We would play Ronald as a 3rd quarterback, if that makes sense. But Trey is not able to go.
Good. Coach.